Okay, tonight in the kitchen with Jelly is really more about tomorrow watching the ball game with Jelly. And here's why. My grocer, Ingles, put New York strips on sale for $6.98 a pound, and that's good enough for me. And their meats are excellent. They always are. So I bought a 7-pound roast. And what I'm going to do, well, what I've already done, I cut off about 3 pounds of it. I'm going to cut those into steaks and eat them tonight, grill them tonight. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to get this right here ready for tomorrow. I'm going to say this is about 4 pounds of New York strip roast. And you can see it's beautiful. It's a good looking piece of meat. I'm going to sous vide. I'm going to vacuum seal it, cook it in the sous vide at 128.5, 2.5, 3 hours. Now the thing about it and why it's so good for tomorrow is because once it cooks, I will sear it, get it ready just like I was going to eat it, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator and let it chill overnight. And then tomorrow, we're going to slice it real thin for sandwiches. And I've got some fantastic breads that I also got at Ingles and some other condiments, if you will. The thing about it is it just makes it's easy. Like I said, you put it in the refrigerator, and tomorrow when it's game time, you pull it out at halftime or whatever and slice it real thin. That's all there is to it. Now, I will say, I'm fixing to vacuum this. I'm not going to put anything on it. I never put anything on it before I vacuum seal it and cook it in the sous vide. Now, before I sear it outside, I'll put salt and pepper. I don't put the herbs and stuff some people put. I'm just kind of on the fence with that. I like salt and pepper. So, salt and pepper, sear it in the refrigerator for tomorrow. But anyhow, I will bring you back shortly, show you where I'm at every once in a while. But be right back. Okay, there it is, sealed up and ready. And I don't know if I can do this without affecting it, but it's 4.1 pounds, take my word. It's 4.1 pounds, and I just want to know that just to get an idea for how many sandwiches you get out of a 4-pound roast, and I'm going to try and keep up with it. We'll see how that goes. But I am about to drop this right here. As you can see, everything looks good. We're fixing to put this into the sous vide. And there it goes for 2.5 hours, and I will be back to let y'all see how that works out. 2.5, 3 hours, but I'll be back. Okay, there it is after about 3.5 hours at 128. And I mean, all we're going to do right now is I'm going to open it up, dry it off real well, and put it on the skillet outside. There's a few of the things I'm going to have with it tomorrow. And I mean, it's going to be a roast beef sandwich. I mean, that is what that'll be. Is it's a New York strip that I'm going to slice thin. After I put it in the refrigerator overnight, let it cool and gets, easier to work with. And I'm either going to slice it with a knife, but I also have a commercial slicer that I hadn't used in a while, so I may get it out. But anyhow, it's roast beef sandwiches, so I'm trying to treat it that way. And I got cream Havarti cheese instead of Swiss because I like it a little bit. Like I said, you do what you want, and it works well. I guarantee you. You put whatever cheeses you want, whatever breads you want. This kind of stuff, I mean, it's simple. It's a roast beef sandwich, and it's a really good one, and everybody loves them. So, anyhow, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm around 450 degrees on my skillet. So, all you want to do, I mean, it's simple, and you probably already know it. You probably don't have to be told, but I'm going to do the fat side down, and and I've got a little olive oil in here, but just a little, just to kind of slick up the bottom of the pan because I'm going to put this fat side down. By the way, if you have them trim your roast when you buy it, keep the fat because you can use it right here. But anyhow, here we go. So that fat is obviously going to come off in that pan and actually make something really good to render. It renders the fat out and makes it something really good to fry in. So we're at 450. Now that I've put that in there, I'm going to raise it a little bit. And all of this you do the way you want to do it. And it's just how I do it, but I thought I'd throw it in. So anyhow, I'm going to bring you back in just a minute. So all we're going to do now, you can see it's getting hot. Flip it up. Got a little toasty right there. It's okay. It's nothing but fat. Now we're going to get that side. And Let it sear just a little bit on that side. And if you can see in that pan, the level of oil has raised a lot. So, because it melted that fat down right there. So, that's what you want. Stand on the side and let it stay just a minute. And right there it is. And I don't need to tell you. That is restaurant quality. I mean, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and that'll make it a little more firmer where you can slice it really thin for sandwiches. So anyhow, we'll see y'all tomorrow as I'm slicing it and the Georgia-South Carolina game. Y'all have a good night. See you back in a minute. All right, the roast beef has been in the refrigerator overnight, as we discussed, and I'm fixing to show you. I've already cut a little bit off of it just to make sure it was doing good, and it did excellent. It tastes great. It's a perfect roast beef, and it'll make some excellent sandwiches. Now I realize everybody may not have one of these right here, so this is what I use to do that right there with. This is a Victorinox carving knife, and I mean it is sharp. And you can have one of these too if you need to be, but these right here, if you run one of these right, you can do the same thing with it as you can with this. Now, and you can see, paper thin. I mean, all you have to do is just get on it and cut real, thin, obviously. Or you know what? You don't even have to cut thin. You cut ever how you want it. If you want it thick, you cut it thick. It tastes the same, so it really doesn't matter. My point is, getting it chilled overnight makes it slice a lot thinner, and it's a lot like deli roast beef at home, and you do it yourself. So anyhow, there it is. I got a feeling it's fixing to get eaten. If it doesn't, that's another great thing. I put it back and wrap it in plastic like they do at the deli. Put it back in the refrigerator. Cut it anything you want. Then steaks. You know all this. I don't have to tell you. Now I'm going to make sandwiches out today. I'm not going to make a sandwich for you. I know you know how to do that, so there's really no need in me doing that. But toast some bread, a panini press, unlimited, whatever you want to do. But anyhow, in the kitchen with Jelly. Come back to see me. Thanks for watching, and cook yourself some roast beef. It's fun. Y'all have a good day. Go Dogs. See y'all.